evening. On behalf of Albany State University's Division of Education, welcome to the Spring 2019 pinning ceremony. This evening, we are here to celebrate. We are celebrating hard work, dedication, and commitment. We are celebrating the end of sleepless nights and the beginning of our new careers. We are here this evening to celebrate the amazing accomplishment of becoming an educator. To our family, friends, professors, supervisors, cooperating teachers and schools, and all other supporters, we thank you. Thank you for your continued guidance and support throughout this journey. You have prepared us, watched us grow, and helped motivate us and mold us into becoming excellent educators. So again, welcome from the Albany State University's Division of Education Spring 2019 graduates.
My name is Sierra Timms, and I'll be introducing our guest speaker for this evening. Dr. Dashonera Crawley is a native of Covington, Georgia. She is the middle child of 3, an author, a wife, and a proud mommy of Colin. She received her undergraduate degree from our beloved Albany State University, her master's in psychology from Bowie State University in Bowie, Maryland, and her doctorate in rehabilitation and special education from Auburn University in Auburn, Alabama. She recently transitioned to public schools after teaching 16 years in higher education. Please welcome Dr. Dashonera Crawley.
Good evening. This is weird. I'm usually the person who says, hey, how many people got a job? But now I'm the speaker. So my speech is about the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of being an educator. So my best thought was, who knows what a teacher should know other than who? A kindergartner. So I went to my kindergarten kids and said, what should someone who's going to graduate, who could possibly be your teacher next year, know? And we've been studying about pollinators for the past 2 months. So they all said, she should know a lot about pollinators. And I was like, okay, what else? Well, pollinators, she should be kind. And I was like, okay, what else? She should share, because our teachers have good stuff. I was like, okay. And then they were like, don't forget, she needs to know about pollinators. So I had to do a little work. So I want you to know that when you get to the letter A, ask questions. You don't know everything. Even though your children believe that you do, you don't. So ask questions. Be your children's biggest advocate. You're only there because they're there. So advocate on their behalf. I have called many a parent after the principal said, don't call them. Okay. I walk around the corner, go to the back and say, hey, you didn't hear this from me, but this is what I need you to do to make sure that their babies are okay. Because it's a lot for a parent to trust you with their baby. Call on your mentor. There are going to be some hard days, especially that first year, that first month. And student teaching is nothing like being a real teacher. So you're all going to be like, oh, I can do this and take 16 classes. Oh, it's nothing. And then that first week, you're like, oh my God, what did I sign up for? It's too late. But you got this. D, don't be afraid to take risks. Sometimes there are people in the building who are waiting to see, are you going to follow everything to the dime, the way they told you to do it. But if you're in your classroom and you see that your children need something else, they need you to think outside of the box in order for them to learn it, take that risk. Be willing to do it. Expect your students to succeed. When I taught in D.C., I taught in a school that was known to fail. But the environment changed when all of the new teachers came. We all decided that we want them to understand how much we believe in them and they exceeded everyone's expectation to the point that they came and investigated us and said, you obviously cheated because these children know nothing. But we didn't. They just knew we believed in them, so they tried harder. Find the funny and fun in each day. Sometimes my children say some things and I'm just walking out the room like, oh, I can't laugh in front of them. It's time. One child said, who is Jose? And I was like, what? Jose? He said, we sing this song every day. Who is Jose? And I was like, baby, I have no idea what you're talking about. Jose, can you see? Greet your children every morning with a smile and say hello. You might be the only person who smiles at them. You may be the only person who they ever get a hug from. Children need you, believe it or not, beyond just being their teacher. Have a positive attitude. There are going to be some days when it's going to be really hard to be positive. Trust me, real hard. But you got to fake it till you make it. All right? Inspire your students in all aspects of their lives. When you think they're not looking, they're looking. And if they're not looking, they're always listening. Always listening. A former student, they posted something on Facebook where he said he tells his kids, you need to hurry up because Santa didn't travel at this kind of heat or something. Just like telling them to hurry up because they're moving slow. And he said the other day his kids were in the bathroom and he heard another student tell him, hurry up, Santa ain't coming in this heat. So it's like, what? He said the same thing I said. So be careful what you say too because they listening. Just do it. You've been trained for this. You've been trained by the best and the brightest, and now you become the best and the brightest. So just do your thing. You got this. Know when to listen and know when to ignore. You as the teacher have to decide what can you bear and what can you not stand. For me, I could care less if a child wanders around the room, as long as they don't touch anybody. But for other people, it's everybody got to sit down. Everybody got to sit down, right? But you can't spend all day going, be quiet, sit down, don't touch that, don't touch him, don't do that, don't look over there. Why you not doing your work, right? So there has to be this one thing that you're just like, okay, I really can't allow that. And then you figure out a positive way to get your students to respond to it. So spend your time talking about what you want them to do rather than what you don't want them to do. Because they're going to remember the last thing you say. Okay? Learn something new every day. My kids teach me so many different things. Just about them, about what I should be doing as a teacher, how I should respond to their needs. Make it a priority to communicate with your students. Some days they need you to just pull them to the side and have that moment with them where they can say, oh, I don't understand. But maybe I can't say that in front of my peers. But you get to know them to a point where you can see them and know that they need you. And when they need you, it's important for you to respond. Never stop learning. There's always something new out there for you to bring to your classroom to show your children. So always be open to new ideas, new experiences that are going to help you better at your craft. Open to change in your classroom. Even though you've been with a mentor teacher for the past year, most of you, yeah, the same person. So even though you've been with them for an entire year, that doesn't necessarily mean that everything that you saw in their classroom is what you want to do in your classroom. You might need to start with some of their stuff, and then you can make it your own. But be open to, I might need to make some adjustments, or I spent 2 weeks making this, now I got to change it. Sometimes it happens like that, and be okay with that. Plan lessons that are clear and achievable for your students. Know who they are. So a lot of things that you're going to have to do as a teacher is getting to know your kids. In the school system that I work in, I picked there because there are no behaviors in the entire system. Yeah, it's pleasant. We call it Mayberry. And it's in Atlanta. very urban, but there are no behaviors in the entire school system. It's weird, but it's great. You can teach. You can do what you need to do. And the kids are just like, oh, no, I probably shouldn't do that. And it's like, oh, you recognize you shouldn't do that? You are a superstar. You know? Quickly respond to your children's needs. Sometimes some people need, when you are a parent and you have more than one child, my mom told me this because I said, you did this for my sister, you do this for my brother, but you didn't do that for me. And she said, as a parent, you all need to be parented differently. And I recognize that. And that's the same thing about you as a teacher. Every child doesn't need you to be the same way for them all the time. So there's going to be that one child who needs that hug. And then there's another child, you can give them a high five. There's another one, you can give them a thumbs up. And they can keep moving. And then there's some kids you can just walk by and pat them on the shoulder and they're good to go. But you as the teacher have to recognize what they need from you and respond quickly. Be a reflective practitioner. For the first year, I challenge you to write in a journal. And each day, I want you to say, if I was a student in this classroom, would I have had a good day? Reflect on your practice daily so you can improve on who you are. And it's not, and when you say, nah, that wasn't a good day today. And it's okay. Figure out how you can do it better. Every day is a new day for you and a new day for your students. Have a sense of purpose for your work. You were born for this. There's no way you went through all this stuff here if that wasn't what your heart of hearts said that you were supposed to be. Because Ed TPA will make you cry. Me too. I used to cry with you. I feel your pain, right? Not only did you have to do a lot of work, you had to forget who your family was. You were married to Ed TPA, yeah? Okay. Teach holistically. So think about every aspect of the child. Use praise authentically. Don't just say, oh, good job. Or when you give your students feedback, smiley face, that doesn't really tell me nothing. Just like in EdTPA, you had to say why, right? Take that into your practice. Let them know why they missed this. Ask them, do they know why they missed this? Value the uniqueness of every child. I have a coworker who says, well, I don't see color. And I said, well, that's not the right attitude to have. I said, because when you don't see color, then that says to me, you treat us all the same. Color blindness doesn't belong in a classroom, ever. Because everybody brings something different. Everybody's experience molded them into who they are. And you telling me you're colorblind tells me you could care less about who I am as an individual. We're all the same to you, so you're just going to cookie cut us. Respect their uniqueness. Embrace their uniqueness. And sometimes they don't realize that they have something that's interesting like that. Bring it out. Welcome hunger and curiosity. So if a kid is interested in something, but that's not something that you guys are covering, figure out a way for them to do something with that. Put a spin on your assignment to add that part to that. Because the goal for you is to always keep them engaged. Yes? So if I'm not interested in it, then what am I doing? Oh, I didn't have time. Oh, my dog ate it. Oh, my little brother, he threw it in the trash can. My sister, I don't know. I think she put it in her book bag. Right? Exemplify professional behavior at all times. Those parents will show up. Right? They gonna cut the monkey. Right about now. Right? Because what, 2 weeks left in school, a week and a half, right? I can't understand why he failing. Well, I sent you 15 emails, called you 35 times, and you told me stop calling me, lady. He at school with you, right? Because I know during student teaching, you saw your teacher go, ooh, she got one more time. Right? Your teacher did it. But she just said that to you, right? Right. But in her mind, she like, oh, if I see her and I ain't got my teacher stuff on, it could go left quick. But I want you to exemplify professionalism at all times. You have a future and your best days are ahead of you. So all the craziness of being in college, now it's time to be a for real adult. Because you told your mama since you were 18 years old and 15 seconds, I'm wrong. Well, guess what? You grown. Do you, boo? A zealous attitude will allow you to overcome all obstacles. So I want you guys to stay focused, do what is necessary to succeed, because you wouldn't be sitting in those seats if we didn't believe in you. Thank you.
On behalf of the graduation class of the Spring 19 College of Education graduation class, make sure you know that I did all my work.
Where are his parents? Where Bobby's parents at? His family. Oh, right there.
There you go.
I'm gonna holler at you.
Good job.
I gotta say, it's kind of hard to follow Dr. Crawley, don't you think? Give her a hand. She did great. The Early Childhood Education Program of Study at Albany State University prepares candidates to teach all academic content areas to young children, grades pre-K through 5th. Each graduate will receive a Bachelor of Science Bachelor of Science degree in Early Childhood Education, as well as a State of Georgia induction level certificate in early childhood. Will all the early childhood education candidates, please come stand to the left on my stage, and then will the individuals who will be pinning them, please come stand to my right. Will Jada Smith please come forward? She's an early childhood education major. Her school assignment was Live Oak Elementary School. Her principal is Ms. Williams, and her cooperating teacher was Patricia Littleton. Her university supervisor is Dr. Jenkins. She will be pinned by Dr. Kayla Johnson. Jada had the highest GPA in early childhood, and she'll be announcing the rest of the candidates.
Next, we have Kiana Douglas. She was at Live Oak Elementary School in Albany, Georgia. Her principal was Shaniqua Williams. Cooperating teacher, Wester. University supervisor, Dr. Jenkins. Kiana Douglas is pinned by Ms. Wester. Next, we have Alexandria Glanton. She was at J.W. Arnold Elementary School in Clayton, Georgia. Her principal was Myron Allen, cooperating teacher Kathy Pate, university supervisor Dr. Tony. Alexandria Glanton is being pinned by Dr. Tony. Next, we have Rashandra Hayward. She was at Mitchell County Primary School in Camilla, Georgia. Her principal was Donna Johnson, cooperating teacher Renetta Douglas, university supervisor Janine Vicks,
Rashandra Hayward is being penned by Renetta Douglas. Next, we have Amber Shaw. She was at International Studies Elementary Charter School in Albany, Georgia. Her principal was Dr. Lynn James, cooperating teacher, Ms. Mariah Nelson, university supervisor, Dr. Patsy Washington. She is being penned by I'm sorry, Ms. Nelson's wrong paper. Mrs. Nelson. Next, we have Sierra Timms. She was at Live Oak Elementary School in Albany, Georgia. Her principal was Shaniqua Williams, cooperating teacher, Sharina Stevens, university supervisor, Dr. Jenkins. Sierra Timms is being penned by Carla Parker. Next, we have Summer Wade. She was at Pearson Elementary School in Pearson, Georgia. Her principal was Jared Morris, cooperating teacher Nora McGowan and Stanley Carver, university supervisor Dr. Perry Simpson. Summer Wade is being penned by Dr. Perry Simpson. Next, we have Whitney Weaver. She was at Live Oak Elementary School in Albany, Georgia. Her principal was Shaniqua Williams, cooperating teacher India Sowell, university supervisor Dr. Jenkins. Whitney Weaver is being penned by India Sowell. Next, we have Emily Whitley. She was placed at Eastside Elementary School in Cairo, Georgia. Her principal was Shaquilla Wright, cooperating teacher Karen Humphreys, university supervisor Dr. Stafford. Emily Whitley is being penned by Dr. Stafford. Next, we have Shrimant Williams. She was placed at Robert Harvey Elementary School in Albany, Georgia. Her principal was Dr. John Davis, cooperating teacher Rose Walker, university supervisor Dr. Jenkins. Shrimant Williams is being penned by Rose Walker. Thank you. You guys may be seated, please.
Sorry. Please give all the early childhood education educators a round of applause.
Good evening. I am Dr. Erica DeQueer, and I'm professor of middle grades education. The middle grades program of study at Albany State University prepares candidates to teach two of the following academic content areas: English, mathematics, science, or social studies, 4th through 8th grade. Each graduate will receive the Bachelor of Science degree in middle grades education, as well as the State of Georgia Induction Level Certificate in Middle Grades Education. Will all middle grades education candidates please stand and come to my left of the stage? Will those individuals who will pin the candidate please come to my right of the stage? Our first candidate is Mrs. Heather Tomlinson. Heather completed her school assignment at Worth County Middle School in Sylvester, Georgia. Her principal was Miss Tiffany Sevier. Her cooperating teacher, Ms. Becky Cooper, her university supervisor, Mr. Morris Arrington, and Heather is being pinned by Angie Rachels, her Practicum 1 cooperating teacher. Heather received the highest GPA in the middle grades education program, and she will be announcing the rest of the candidates in the program.
All right. All right, next up we have Miss Morgan Bush. She was assigned to Robert A. Cross Middle Magnet School in Albany, Georgia. Her principal, Miss Thelma Chun. Cooperating teacher, Mr. Christopher Drake. University supervisor, Dr. Anthony Owusuwanta. Morgan is pinned today by Dr. Erica DeQueer, her university instructor. Next, we have Miss Melanie Carradine. She was assigned to Turner County Ace Academy Middle School in Ashburn, Georgia. Her principal, Bernice Martin. Cooperating teacher, Bernice Martin. University supervisor, Dr. Medlin. Melanie is pinned today by Dr. Patsy Washington, her university instructor. Next up, we have Nyasia Holloway. Her assigned school was Albany Middle School in Albany, Georgia. Principal, Dr. Frederick Polite. Cooperating teacher, Andrea Height. University supervisor, Dr. Anthony Owusuwanta. Nyasia is pinned today by Dr. Erica DeQueer, her university instructor. And last we have Miss Nadira Young. Nadira was assigned to Robert A. Cross Middle Magnet School in Albany, Georgia. Her principal was Miss Thelma Chun. Cooperating teacher, Miss Rhonda Harden. University supervisor, Dr. Anthony Owusuwanta. Nadira is pinned today by Miss Rhonda Harden, her cooperative teacher.
Please give a warm round of applause to all of the middle grades education major candidates, now educators in the field of middle grades education. The secondary education program of study at Albany State University prepares candidates to teach in the following areas: English, special education, or health and physical education. English education majors will be certified to teach grades 6 through 12. Special education and health and physical education will be certified to teach grades K through 12. Each graduate will receive the Bachelor of Science degree in secondary education, as well as the State of Georgia Induction Level Certificate in secondary education. 2 of our graduates will be receiving the Masters of Science degree. Will all secondary education candidates please come and stand to my left of the stage? Will those individuals who will pin the candidate please come and stand to my right of the stage? Our first candidate is Miss Victoria Precious Ross. Her degree major is English education. Her school assignment was Mary Acres Middle School in Albany, Georgia. Her principal was Miss Gail Griffin. Her cooperating teacher, Jacqueline Scott. Her university supervisor was Dr. Washington. And Ms. Ross is being pinned by Dr. Jacqueline Scott, her cooperating teacher. Victoria received the highest GPA in the secondary education program, and she will be announcing the remaining candidates in secondary education.
Next, we have Bobby Andrews, whose major is in secondary education with a concentration in health and physical education. He was assigned to Albany Middle School in Albany, Georgia. His principal was Dr. Frederick Polite. His cooperating teacher is Latrissa Whitley. His university supervisor is Morris Arrington. Bobby Andrews is pinned by Latrissa Whitley, his cooperating teacher. Next, we have Alicia Foster. Her degree is in health and physical education. She was assigned to Doherty Comprehensive High School in Albany, Georgia. Her principal was Mr. Eddie Johnson. Her cooperating teacher is Coach Khadijah Ali. Her university supervisor is Mr. Morris Arrington. Alicia Foster is pinned by Coach Khadijah Ali, her cooperating teacher. Next, we have Brianna Mcclendon. Brianna's major is in special education. She was assigned to Westover High School in Albany, Georgia. Her principal was Mr. William Chun. Her cooperating teacher is Ms. Carla Parker. Her university supervisor is Dr. Tiffany Pogue. Brianna Mcclendon is being pinned by her cooperating teacher, Ms. Carla Parker. Next, we have Chavez Jackson Sr. His major is in special education. He was assigned to Robert Harvey Elementary School in Albany, Georgia. The principal is Dr. John I. Davis. His cooperating teacher is Miss Shonda Bell. His university supervisor is Dr. Tiffany Pogue. Chavez Jackson is being pinned by Miss Shonda Bell, his cooperating teacher.
Please give all of our candidates in the secondary education program a round of applause. Well deserved.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Jillian Baxter, and I am Assistant Professor in Music. The Music Education Program of Study at Albany State University prepares candidates to teach music to young children, grades pre-kindergarten through 12th grade. Each graduate will receive the Bachelor of Science degree in Music Education as well as the State of Georgia Induction Level Certificate in Music Education. Will all music education candidates please stand and come to my left of the stage? Will those individuals who will pin the candidate please come to my right of the stage? Our first candidate will be Mr. Terrell Mitchell. His degree major will be music education, and school assignment was for Mary Acres Middle School here in Albany, Georgia. Principal was Gail Griffin. Cooperating teacher, Mr. James Worthy. University supervisor, Dr. Jillian Baxter. Mr. Mitchell will be pinned by Dr. Kenneth Trimmons. Is a university instructor. Mr. Mitchell has the highest GPA in the music education program candidates, so he will be taking over and introducing the rest of our candidates.
Thank you, Dr. Bassett. Good evening, everybody. I have the privilege of introducing our other music education candidates. The first candidate is Mr. Brandon Lewis Haider. His degree major was music education. He was assigned to Lincoln Elementary Magnet School here in Albany, Georgia. His principal is Dr. Davison. His cooperating teacher is Dr. Henley. His university supervisor is Dr. Baxter. Mr. Haider is pinned by Dr. Jillian Baxter, his university supervisor and mentor. Our next candidate is Mr. Sterling James Hunter. His degree major is music education. His school assignment is Lamar Reese Magnet School of the Arts here in Albany, Georgia. His principal is Dr. Angela Shrimant. His cooperating teacher is Mr. George Derisol Jr. His university supervisor is Dr. Jillian Baxter. Mr. Hunter is being pinned by Mr. George Derisol Jr., his cooperative teacher.
Let's give another hand to our music education candidates.
Albany State graduates, friends, and family. I want to start off by saying congratulations. It has been a long road. My name is Emily Whitley, and I attended the Cairo campus. My experiences at the Cairo campus were nothing short of wonderful. There are so many professors there that I myself grew up with as teachers, and I've met so many new faces along the way. Every person that I have met on that campus has helped me grow into the graduate standing before you. They've all given me great advice to help me become the best educator that I can be. Although it may be a small campus, it has played a very large role in my life. I want to thank all of the faculty and staff that keep the Cairo campus up and running. So thank you. In closing, as this journey comes to an end, a new journey begins with us as educators. Let us always give our best and help and inspire each child that crosses our path. Congratulations again to the 2019 graduating class.
Good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me? That's first off. All right. I will try my hardest not to stand here and cry. Okay. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. I wanted to start my reflection with that scripture because I wanted people to know it was hard. I know. All right. It is hard waking up at 6 in the morning, going to teach all day, coming back, working on ATPA all night, and repeating the cycle the next day. It is hard trying to perfect the portfolio along with filling out job applications, graduate applications, being a mother, father, wife, or husband, and even a daughter or son. But we did it. It is hard completing a portfolio that can change the trajectory of your life in a flash, but we did it. And for that I say, congratulations. Congratulations for staying the course, although we didn't know what the end of the road would look like. But look at us now. We now know that the end of the road is full of opportunities that we have at our fingertips. To the staff, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being a shoulder to cry on, an ear to listen, and even a mother or father figure. From Dr. DeCoeur drilling EdTPA in our heads, to Dr. Medlin's one per visit getting us through a hungry afternoon, to Dr. Pogue showing us that our black matters, to Dr. Washington constantly repeating for us to read our handbooks, which none of us did, which led to me and Sierra staying up 40 hours before submission, but still, we say thank you. You guys are the reason we have made it this far. From the content knowledge we all have gained, I can say you're truly amazing and will be missed dearly. To my parents and godmother, thank you for never giving up on me. Thank you for guiding me throughout these 4 years and making numerous sacrifices. Thank you for always picking up the phone to hear me complain about every little thing over and over again. I am a wreck. You are the reason I have made it this far, and I love you. To Miss Parker and Miss Jenkins, you guys are awesome. I have enjoyed every minute, hour, second of student teaching thanks to you two. Who would have known that my placement would have blessed me with two long life mentors and friends? To Dr. Washington, Dr. Crowley, and Miss Fleming, thank you. Thank you for all of your advice, encouragement, and direction you all have given me over the past 2 years. It would be weird to not have you all at my fingertips anymore, but I know we'll keep in touch. Love you. To wrap up my speech, thank you, Jesus. I leave my colleagues with a familiar quote to take into our new adventure that we call teaching. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Thank you. I'll get off stage.
I'm Summer. I'm from the Waycross campus, so I wasn't here much. All campus, we didn't have, a ton of teachers there, but I really appreciate everybody that's been there for us, helping us get through everything. Thank you, Jesus. This is over. EdTPA was the worst, and thank God if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have made it through. Because there was many times I was like, I don't have this. Do I have this? And it was like, yes, I do. Thank God I have this. And congratulations. I'm so proud of you. Thank you to my family for being there for me and supporting me. I love you. Thank you.
Okay. I heard so much about ATPA and all that. So I'll try not to cry like others wanted to, but I can easily cry. I think some of you saw me around that place. I nearly jumped the gun, but it's okay. Well, every semester we honor and recognize the best of our students. ATPA is too much for us, but trust me, I've traveled around the country doing CAPE accreditation, and I know we are among the best. Please, so give yourself an applause. So my job is very simple. I'm here to recognize 2 individuals who did well in our program. So the first one will go to, stay there, keep quiet. Okay. Woo, okay. It says, Department of Teacher Education awards the highest overall GPA amongst this group. And that goes to Miss Brianna Mcclendon. Now comes the hard part, the $1 million certificate, $300. Yeah, and this is the big one for ATPA. And I was warned not to get it out. So I had to stay around, but it's now out. So it's right here in my hands. But this one goes to my youngest daughter from Brunswick, Georgia, Nandora Young. Thank you very much.
Before I begin the Kappa Delta Pi honor cord ceremony, I just want to say a little note about Nadira. All of the middle grade students enroll in a class that we take for EdTPA prep. And Nadira came in initially planning to do an EdTPA in English because her 2 concentration areas are English and science. And she did the entire mock EdTPA in English and then found out very late that she had to switch and do that EdTPA in science, which is her primary concentration. And she came and spoke to me because she was a little concerned about it. And I said, just take everything you've learned and adjust it, modify it for a science portfolio. She did that, and she earned the highest score on EdTPA. So I'm especially proud of you, Nadira. Will the graduating members of the Kappa Delta Pi International Honor Society in Education please stand to be recognized? Stand for applause. Thank you, ladies. You may be seated. The Kappa Delta Pi International Honor Society in Education was founded upon the principles of educational excellence. Education is a vital societal force that encourages universal welfare and individual progress. Education is the cornerstone of democracy and the foundation for personal fulfillment. Honor societies conduct rituals and ceremonies to impress upon their members the ideals and duties to which they adhere. Members of Kappa Delta Pi have cherished the society's ideals and accepted the concepts of duty established when the organization was founded. As advisor to the Albany State University chapter of Kappa Delta Pi, I am excited to present honor cords to all graduating members. Will the graduating members of the Kappa Delta Pi International Honor Society in Education please stand and walk to my left of the stage? I will bestow honor cords upon the president of this organization, who will in turn bestow honor cords on all members. The president of the Albany State University chapter of the Kappa Delta Pi International Honor Society in Education is Ms. Brianna Mcclendon. Vice President, Ms. Whitney Weaver. I'll hold these for you. Secretary, Ms. Sierra Timms. Member, Ms. Morgan Bush. Sorry. I went out of order. Treasurer, Mrs. Heather Tomlinson. Member, Kiana Douglas. Member, Amber Shaw. Member, Jada Smith. And member, Nadira Young. These ladies earn top honors and recognition as members of the Kappa Delta Pi International Honor Society in Education. Please give them a round of applause. They've earned it.
Well, here we are. I'm the one that stands between you and the refreshments. So you know this will be brief. First and foremost, thank you so much for coming out and sharing with us this wonderful opportunity to look on these faces once again and to say thank you for entrusting them with us. I would like to acknowledge again those who paid for the Ed TPA and everything else. Would you please stand and be recognized, all parents and family members and friends and sponsors. Thank you. And I can tell you from some of the applauses I heard when certain of the candidates who are now teachers came across the stage, there are quite a few parties I like to invite myself to. So I'll be talking with you later. Would the faculty and staff and all other supporters of us in the Division of Education please stand and be recognized? That includes you, Dr. Crawley. Thank you. Well, here we are. Just a few more hours, you walk across that stage, and not only will you be saying, thank you, Jesus, we will be saying, thank you, Jesus. You look good. You look like teachers. That's because you are. Would you please stand and give yourselves a hand? And let's join them. Good job, and thank you for the opportunity to serve you. And we want you to hurry up and get out there. If you don't have a job, let me know, because we need the best and brightest in our schools, and they are sitting right here. They are sitting right here. And on another note, Dr. Washington, would you make your way towards the stage, please? Pretty please. Pretty please. Dr. Washington has served in a magnificent way as being the clinical and field experience director. She's the one that places everybody in their placements for all schools, internships. She's the shoulder they cry on. They gather more in her shop than sometimes in the classroom. And this is a special time. And you guys could leave us with a very special memory because you are the last class Dr. Washington will graduate. And so I just wanted to take a moment. She's going on. Do you mind if I share? Go ahead. Her husband is retiring. And she got to follow her husband. So I wanted to take a moment to let her come and close us out and to let's all give her a round of applause. Good job, girl.
You just put me on the spot. I told you. I didn't know you were going to do it. You know I don't have anything prepared to say. I just want to say that it's been a joy. I've loved working here. I love my students. I've loved those nice times in the CRC, and I will miss you. But I know you're going to do great things, and I can't wait.
Thank you all once again, and refreshments will be served. Let's mingle and talk with each other before I get to the cake.